Recently, due to upstream water pressure, the Three Gorges Dam has increased its flood discharge efforts. On the morning of July 16th, local time, the dam opened 11 spillways, releasing water at a rate of 44,000 cubic meters per second. This is only the second time since its commissioning in 2003 that the dam had opened 11 spillways, the last time being in 2020. Previously, a person from Hubei commented online that if the Three Gorges Dam opens 11 spillways, it means that the dam has abandoned Hubei Province. Indeed, the Three Gorges Dam has been discharging large volumes of water for several consecutive days. Since July 13th, multiple areas in Hubei Province, including Shiyan, Wuhan, Yichang, and Xiaogan, have experienced heavy rainfall, leading to rapidly rising river levels, turbulent flows, and numerous incidents of dike breaches and dam failures. On July 15th, a breach occurred at the Xiaoqing River in Xiaogan, Hubei. Local residents are organizing efforts to contain and repair the damage. A video taken by a local shows water on the streets over 1 meter deep, with a nearby farmer's market completely submerged. Xiaoyan City appears like an ocean with cars floating on the water. Vast farmland in the surrounding areas has been flooded, causing significant losses for farmers.
This is Guankaiyum 1 village in Xiangyang City, Hubei Province. It's now 6:17 a.m. on July 16th. The water level has slightly receded, but the inflow of water continues.
The people of Xiangyang find humor in their hardship, taking to the streets. Walking dogs is impossible with this much water, so they're walking ducks instead. With so many fish in the water, it's time to practice fishing skills. Delivery workers are struggling through waist-deep water, and it's unbelievable these electric bikes can still function in such conditions. Flood discharge from the reservoir has also caused severe losses for many aquaculture farmers, with large numbers of fish let loose and people rushing to catch them. While those catching fish are smiling, the fish farmers are crying. Due to the impact of flood discharge from the Three Gorges and other upstream inflows, the water level at the Hangkou station of the Yangtze River in Wuhan began rising on July 14th. By 9 a.m. on July 16th, the water level had reached 26.8 meters, just 0.48 meters below the warning level of 27.3 meters, and it continues to rise, increasing the flood control pressure on Wuhan. This is Huanghualao village in Huangpi district, Wuhan. Due to the flood discharge from the Three Gorges, the Fuchun River nearby breached its banks, flooding the entire village. Although the video shows a breach in the dike, officials maintain that it was not a breach but an overflow. The rapidly rising river levels have submerged many bridges. This is the Paizu River Bridge on National Highway 316 in Suizhou, Hubei. The video shows river water flowing over the bridge deck, forcing many vehicles to stop at the bridgehead. A netizen posted a video claiming that on July 14th, a van was swept away while crossing a bridge in Fuchun Town, Zhengdu District, Suizhou, Hubei. Several people in the van went missing. Later, a local netizen identified the driver as a resident of Yaojiaozai village in Fuchun Town, who frequently transported villagers between the town and the village. The van carried 4 people at the time: the driver, a woman in her 30s, an elderly person in their 70s, and a child going to tutoring classes. On the afternoon of July 15th, it was confirmed that all 4 had perished. The incident sparked heated discussions online, exposing weaknesses in the authorities' public safety measures. The deaths, including that of a minor, brought immense grief to their families and highlighted the fragility of life. This is the Huangshi Highway in Hubei. The video shows severe flooding on the road, making driving resemble navigating a boat. In Xiaogan, Hubei, torrents of floodwater are rushing into the city. On July 15th, residents woke up to find the city submerged, turning it into a vast expanse of water. Many homes were flooded, and people are busy trying to drain the water by various means. This elderly man shows incredible resilience, still riding his electric bike through the floodwaters. The footage shows the water nearly submerging the bike. To expedite urban drainage, people had to pull open barriers to release the floodwater. Danjiangkou City in Hubei Province is one of these severely affected areas. As of 12:28 p.m. on July 14th, the city recorded 260 millimeters of rainfall in 12 hours, surpassing historical records. Some areas experience over 300 millimeters of rainfall in 3 hours, exceeding the historical maximum of 179.6 millimeters set on August 8, 1975. The heavy rainfall caused severe flooding on some roads, leading to roadblocks and stranded people. Videos circulating online show water levels submerging most vehicles and torrents of mudslides sweeping down slopes, indicating severe disaster. The water is rising. Upstream released water in the middle of the night. Look at the water in our house. It's everywhere. The streets are also completely flooded. The floodwaters mixed with mud and debris give the disaster area the appearance of a latte coffee color. Netizens joke that the entire city seems soaked in She Bucks coffee. Look, this is municipal engineering, and it's so fragile. One heavy rain and everything collapsed. This is not a river. This place is a railway underpass, usually 4 meters high for vehicles. Further reports indicate that the primary cause of this severe flooding is the upstream water discharge from the Three Gorges Dam. The Danjiangkou Reservoir, spanning Hubei and Hunan provinces, and the source of the south to north water diversion project, also opened its gates to discharge water due to the significant increase in upstream inflows. This has been a major contributing factor to the flooding in Danjiangkou City and Xiaogan City. The increased discharge from the Three Gorges is primarily due to the substantial inflows from upstream. Recently, Chongqing and Sichuan have also been hit by heavy rains. Since July 13th, 105 rainfall stations in 15 districts and counties in Chongqing recorded heavy rains, with 371 stations in 28 districts and counties, including Yuzhong, experiencing torrential rain. In one day, water levels in Chongqing rose by 5 meters, and the water level in front of the Three Gorges Dam rose by 4 meters. If the Three Gorges does not discharge water, Chongqing's water level cannot recede and will remain submerged. This is an annual issue since the construction of the Three Gorges Dam. However, some netizens have criticized that the Three Gorges Dam is focused on generating electricity for profit, delaying the release of water to maximize storage during droughts and only discharging during floods. This has exacerbated the disaster. Previously, breached Dongting Lake continues to drain water from the flooded Tuanzhou dike. However, with the Three Gorges Dam discharging water, Dongting Lake, located in the mid-lower reaches, is experiencing rising water levels again, causing local residents to worry about another potential breach. From July 13th to the 14th, Yichang and Sichuan experienced heavy rainfall, causing some rivers to swell. The Shaoqinglong River in Tianjia Town, Yichang, saw rising water levels. Coupled with upstream reservoir discharges, the first floors of buildings in Tianjia Town were completely submerged, severely damaging many shops. Some said the devastation surpassed the previous breach at Dongting Lake. Unfortunately, rescue mechanisms were not in place, leaving city residents to fend for themselves.
The water flow is so rapid. Look at our storefronts. They're completely wrecked with shattered glass everywhere.
A woman in Yichang went out for errands, only to find her way home blocked by floodwaters, leaving her stranded.
The floodwater is rising and our home, which is up there, hasn't been flooded yet. But now the bridge here is submerged and we can't go back.
In the aftermath of the floods, the scene is chaotic, with disaster victims busy cleaning up.
It's so tragic. Look, the wall in the middle is knocked down. The rolling shutters are wrecked. Everyone is cleaning up.
Recently, several provinces across China have been hit by heavy rain and floods. From July 15th to the morning of July 16th, Nanyang and Hunan and other places experienced extreme torrential rains, with Nanyang's Shiqi County facing record-breaking extreme rainfall, leading to severe flooding. This is Luji Town in Nanyang City, also one of the severely affected areas. By July 16th, most residents' homes were flooded, forcing them to find their own ways to drain the water.
It's 3:30 a.m. and our home has completely succumbed to the flooding, and the rain hasn't stopped. My son and I have been battling this for almost 3 hours.
A supermarket owner arrived at her store early in the morning to find the shelves toppled by floodwaters, with many products scattered on the ground, suffering severe losses.
I rushed to the store early in the morning and it's a total mess. Can we even salvage any of this stuff? There's still a lot of water inside.
On July 16th, residents in Xinyi County, Nanyang City, Henan, were evacuated as nearby rivers were about to breach their banks. Shiyan City in Henan also suffered severe flooding, with many roads washed away. Everyone take a look. It rained heavily all night, and this road has collapsed. The fish pond at the back is overflowing. Heavy rain also caused flash floods in Shiyan, washing away parts of road embankments. A large volume of river water overflowed the embankment, flooding farmlands. On July 15th, a landslide occurred in a certain area of Yunnan. Trapped vehicles slid down the mountain with rocks and mud, but fortunately, the occupants had already escaped. The Chinese government predicts increased flooding during the late July to early August. In the next 10 days, the Yangtze River Basin is expected to experience 2 more rainfall events. According to forecasts, the inflow to the Three Gorges will decline slightly before rising again, with a surge of 40,000 cubic meters per second expected around July 20th. Frequent floods in the Yangtze River Basin, from Chongqing downstream to the river's mouth, and in the Han River Basin around Xiaogan, are directly linked to 2 major projects, the south-to-north water diversion and the Three Gorges project. The Dangjiangkou Reservoir, part of the south-to-north water diversion's middle route, had its dam height increased in 2013 to meet water supply needs, raising the normal water level to 170 meters and the reservoir capacity to 339 billion cubic meters, flooding an additional 370 square kilometers. The total flooded area reached 1,023 square kilometers. Research by scholar Yang Chuan from Zhengzhou University found that increased reservoir area reduced vegetation, decreased plant transpiration, and increased surface infiltration. Additionally, reduced water evaporation due to diversion altered the local climate, causing floods and droughts, resulting in losses of life and property. The middle route of the south-to-north water diversion was designed to divert 9.5 billion cubic meters annually, but actually diverts nearly 7 billion cubic meters, about a third of the Han River's flow, often causing it to run dry. Research by Du Yun and others found that the operation of the middle route altered Han River's flow and seasonal distribution, affecting flood control, siltation, water quality, navigation, agricultural irrigation, industrial production, and urban development to varying degrees. Water diversion caused changes in the Han River's siltation, leading to severe sand deposition downstream, negatively impacting flood control. Chinese media claim that the expanded Dangjiangkou Reservoir helps relieve flood pressure in Wuhan by lowering flood levels by 0.3 meters. However, in reality, the main watersheds of the Han and Jiangling rivers are on opposite slopes of the Daba Mountains, and flooding in the Jiangling River often coincides with increased Han River water levels. Floodwaters from the Jiangling River converge at Chongqing's Chaotianmen into Yangtze River, eventually flowing into the Three Gorges Reservoir, while the Han River's water ultimately enters the Dangjiangkou Reservoir. The operational modes of the Dangjiangkou Reservoir and the Three Gorges Reservoir are identical. Before the flood season, the reservoirs maintain high water levels to maximize power generation efficiency and economic benefits. However, as is well known, weather forecasts are not always accurate, and reliable predictions are only available for the next few days. Therefore, most reservoirs wait for a reliable heavy rain forecast before beginning to discharge water. This is especially true for the Dangjiangkou Reservoir, which absolutely will not discharge water without a reliable rain forecast, as it would affect the water supply for officials in Beijing. Ensuring Beijing's water supply is a top political priority for the Dangjiangkou Reservoir and the south-to-north water diversion's middle route. How can the safety of the lives and property of ordinary people downstream compare to such a political mission? When reliable rain forecasts are obtained, downstream flooding is imminent. By releasing water just before the rains, authorities can attribute flood damage to natural disasters, claiming it was a rare event. In China, so-called once-in-a-century rains seem to occur annually, exacerbating downstream flooding when reservoirs discharge simultaneously. Water discharged from the Three Gorges Reservoir passes through Jingzhou and Dongting Lake before reaching Wuhan, while water from Danjiangkou passes through Xiangyang and northern Jingzhou, converging in Wuhan, intensifying flooding when both reservoirs discharge simultaneously. After the flood season, reservoirs store water for the dry season, reducing the flow of the Yangtze and Han rivers. During normal and dry periods, steady low water flow erodes downstream riverbanks, altering river channels and adversely affecting flood control. The Three Gorges project has caused significant erosion along the 1,893-kilometer main channel of the Middle and Lower Yangtze since it began operation in June 2003, with the erosion reaching the Yangtze River estuary and intensifying. Before the Three Gorges project, the Yangtze's riverbed experienced frequent changes but remained relatively balanced overall. Since the project began, sediment retention in the reservoir has drastically reduced outflow sediment, causing extensive and prolonged riverbed erosion downstream, totaling 5.03 billion cubic meters over 20 years, with an average annual erosion of 255 million cubic meters. Since 2014, the river section downstream of the Three Gorges Dam has seen significant erosion. From Yichang to Poyang Lake, the average annual erosion has increased by 41% compared to 2002 to 2013. As the riverbed continues to erode, the river channel deepens significantly, leading to frequent bank collapses. From October 2002 to April 2021, the main riverbed from Yichang to Hukou County in Zhejiang, Jiangxi Province, experienced an average erosion depth of 2 to 4 meters, with some sections in Jingzhou reaching a maximum erosion depth of 20 meters. Changes in local river segments and water flow impact points, along with the erosion and deepening of the riverbed near the shore, have caused frequent bank collapses. This problem is made worse by the Middle and Lower Yangtze Rivers' natural layout, where most riverbanks are made up of upper cohesive soil and lower sandy soil that don't resist erosion well. These factors have seriously affected flood control in the area. Moreover, since the operation of the Three Gorges project, post-flood season reservoir storage has accelerated the decline in Yangtze River water levels, making the riverbank more prone to collapse. From 2003 to 2021, approximately 1,044 instances of bank collapse occurred along the main river channel of the Middle and Lower Yangtze, spanning about 747 kilometers. For example, on April 19, 2017, a bank collapse occurred along the Honghu Yangtze River embankment at Sparrow Prawn Gully, resulting in a collapse length of 75 meters, a width of 22 meters, and a cliff height of 6 meters, with a collapse site only 14 meters from the Yangtze embankment. Another collapse occurred on October 27th of the same year, with a collapse length of 105 meters and a width of 17 meters, forming a cliff about 6 meters high, severely threatening the safety of the Honghu Yangtze embankment and nearly causing a major flood disaster. On November 8, 2017, a bank collapse occurred along the Yangtze River section in Yangzhou City, Jiangsu Province, resulting in a collapse length of about 540 meters and a maximum collapse depth of about 190 meters, causing 440 meters of the Yangtze River embankment and 9 houses to collapse into the river, losing about 101 acres of land inside and outside the embankment. If floodwaters arrive suddenly during the flood season, the increased flow rate of the Yangtze River significantly enhances its impact and erosion force, leading to more frequent bank collapse incidents threatening the safety of the embankments. As erosion in the lower Yangtze River accumulates, the river channel, bank collapse, and embankment erosion will occur more frequently, posing ongoing threats to the lives and property of residents along the middle and lower Yangtze River. The south-to-north water diversion in the Three Gorges project, with a total investment exceeding $105.3 billion, are symbolic projects of the Chinese government's conquest of nature. However, they provide no benefits to ordinary people and bring endless disasters to the surrounding communities.